host of the Gridiron.
So there's somebody who I think is associated with the U. I guess it is. Guarantees. He said they're guaranteed they're going to take Ward in the upcoming draft. Absolutely stone cold guaranteed going to take Ward in the upcoming draft. And not only that, but his offensive coordinator is coming too. So it's going to be like a package deal. We're going to get Ward and their offensive coordinator. So I'm kind of a little, so we'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Here we go. All right, here we go. So a former booster guaranteed the Giants will draft Miami star quarterback and hire a new offensive coordinator. So the Giants will be on the search for their next franchise quarterback in the upcoming offseason and finally moving on from 6-year starter Daniel Jones. Among the popular names for the Giants to select as their next signal caller is projected first-round pick Cam Ward. The Miami quarterback has a shot in the draft, shot up the draft boards after a wildly successful 2024 season and could become a top target for the G-men in April's draft. Former Miami booster guarantees that the Giants will draft Cam Ward. The buzz surrounding Ward to New York picked up steam this week after infamous former Miami booster Nevin Shapiro guaranteed Ward and Miami offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson will both end up with the Giants this offseason. Interesting. And the offensive coordinator. I'm being told through reliable sources Cam Ward is going to the New York Giants. Guaranteed. Shapiro said on the Adam Pac-Man Jones show. And the University of Miami's offensive coordinator is going with him, who is Shannon Dawson. When questioned about the credibility of his sources, Shapiro told Jones, "Holler at me on April 25th or 26th, whenever the draft is." Wow, that's putting it out there. Let me tell you what. Among the reasons Shapiro gave for his confidence in Ward ending up with the Giants is his coinciding confidence that Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders will not agree to play for them due to his father Deion Sanders' preferences. Deion won't let his kid go to the Giants, Shapiro said. He wants him on the Raiders. I have no idea why. That's been a SHIT show for a long time. No idea why he wants him to go to Raiders. I mean, it's been absolute toilet there. Now, maybe it's been a toilet there this year because maybe they don't have their quarterback. And if they had a quarterback, maybe, with Pierce there and the quarterback, I don't know. I have no idea. But I mean, that's been a toilet bowl for the longest time, the Raiders. So I have no idea why he would. I can maybe see him, obviously, where Papa Prime doesn't want his son going to the Giants. I can understand that. I can see that, and but I don't know why. He's picking the Raiders over the Giants. I mean, Davis. I mean that's a SHIT show. I mean, that's just. I don't know why I'm going there. I mean, but it's all you only have so many choices, right? I mean, you can't say, "Well, I don't want my son going to the Giants. I don't go to the Raiders. I don't go to here. I don't want." There's 27 teams I don't want him. There's only 5 teams I want him. So I guess he's looking at maybe if this is it, if this is true, right? Is that he's looking at maybe the worst of two evils. I guess he thinks the Giants is worse than, I don't know, than going to the Raiders. But the Raiders, I mean, is that a stable organization? I mean, hasn't been for a while. I mean, the last Super Bowl win was 83. I mean, they did go to Super Bowl in 2002, right? But I mean, it's been over 40 years since the Raiders have won a Super Bowl. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've had some good players, they've had some good teams since then. Don't get me wrong, but they haven't been to a Super Bowl in over 20 years. And I mean, with Davis's son now running I mean, I don't know. I don't know why he wants to be a Raider than a Giant, but as I said, I can see where maybe he wouldn't want his son coming with the Giants. It just is what it is. But I mean, to be guaranteeing, right? Ward would be a thrilling selection for the G-men near the top of the draft. After transferring from Washington State, Ward exploded this season from Miami, throwing for 4,123 yards and a nation-leading 36 touchdowns and only 7 interceptions, and an ACC best 171 passer rating. He has a strong arm and poise in the pocket that would pair well with the Giants' star wide receiver Malik Nabers. Says, is Nevin Shapiro a reliable source? While at one point Shapiro was a major booster for the University of Miami, that was many years ago, prior to him serving 20 years in prison for a $930 million Ponzi scheme and allegedly violating NCAA rules for years as a University of Miami booster. He certainly had connections to those within the Miami football program at one point, but whether or not he still does is questionable. Although Shapiro may have some serious connections with those in the football industry, his words should be taken with a grain of salt. It is highly unlikely the Giants have already made up their minds about who they are drafting 5 months from now, especially considering there is no guarantee that they will still have the same front office and coaching staff intact. Decisions will soon be made regarding the future of the New York regime, and those decisions should help provide clarity on which direction the Giants will go at the quarterback and offensive coordinator. Then it says here, will Shannon Dawson be a strong offensive coordinator candidate? Perhaps even more intriguing aspect of this rumor is the indication that the Giants are interested in hiring Miami offensive coordinator Shannon Dawson to fill the same position in New York. Dawson has been coaching at the collegiate level as an assistant since 2002. He has never coached in the NFL, but has been an offensive coordinator at several different major programs, including West Virginia, Kentucky, Southern Miss, Houston, and Miami. So he's been around. Ward thrived under Dawson this season. Under Dawson's leadership, Miami's offense led the ACC with 538 total yards of offense, 44.2 points per game. His unit posted historic numbers this season while leading the program to a 10-2 record. Current Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka, I mean, it's just a matter of time before Mike is gone, right, has been a top candidate for head coaching jobs around the league over the last 2 years. He could land a job this offseason or be relieved of his duties altogether after having his play calling duties stripped and taken over by head coach Brian Daboll this season. With Kafka likely on the way out, the offensive coordinator position will need to be addressed, and Dawson could be a top candidate, especially if the Giants plan to draft Ward as their next franchise quarterback. So it'd be interesting to say. But I mean, as I said, as far as that guy with Shapiro, I mean, that's a pretty kind of gutsy announcement there, right? I mean, right? He's definitely guaranteed going to the Giants and the offensive coordinator. So interesting to say. But I mean, as far as well, Ward's a possibility. That's for sure. It's just interesting to see if the Giants do get the number one pick. Very interesting if they do get the number one pick. And if they like Sanders, do they go after him? Yeah. And maybe Papa Prime starts throwing a hissy fit, and then the Giants maybe have to make a trade with the Raiders, but maybe they do an Eli kind of Phillip Rivers kind of thing, where they trade Sanders to the Raiders, and they get Ward, and they get another couple draft picks. Interesting. We will have to wait and see. But obviously, that's not for another 4 months here. So.